This is the Boker Kwaiken. Alright, blade length 3.5 inches, Aus-8 steel. Micarta handle scales, don't see those too often. It has the IKBS bearing system. It's a liner lock. Alright, and let me show you some close-ups. It's very attractive blade. Alright, here you see the micarta handle scales, kind of a green faded micarta. Lanyard hole there. Thumb disc opener. It has a very solid construction. Right, there's the centering right there, slightly over that way. Very fine tip. See the pocket clip there. Alright, semi-open construction. And that is the name of the knife designer, Lucas Burnley. It's a collaboration between him and Boker. IKBS bearing system. Right, and overall, check out the lines of this knife. I mean, those are some, depending on if you like, let's say the Japanese style. Okay, you will definitely like this knife if you're into that. Yeah, I just really like just the clean, straight lines of this design with this type of minimalist handle. The lockup on this is extremely solid. You see it there. It is extremely solid. I mean, I have to say, the lockup on at least the one I got, A+. No blade play whatsoever. See the liner, it might look thin, but it's actually, see that right there. Now the bearing system, once you overcome the detent, it is incredibly smooth. I must say, the smoothness of this knife, it's an A+. You know, when you're purchasing a Boker, it's always a gamble. I'm not gonna BS you. I've had problems with very sporadic quality control with Boker. It just seems like you're always taking a gamble. I've had them send me knives that didn't include the sheath, knives with a thumb stud cracked off, okay? Knives with a lot of blade play. So for me to buy a Boker, I have to really, really like the design. And that was the case here. I just really like the design, so I was willing to gamble. Now the one thing I don't like about this design, look how close the thumb disc is to the handle scale. There's virtually no room to even get at it. All right, and it's not very wide either. All right, so it can be very difficult to even get a purchase on it to overcome the detent. As I said, once it begins to open, it's smooth as silk because of the bearing system. But yes, as far as the ergonomics of the placement of that thumb disc, I have to give that a D. I mean, that's very bad. However, it doesn't bother me because I didn't buy this as like a whip it out fast tactical knife at all. I bought it as what it is. A beautiful collectible that you could also use to just do light cutting tasks with. The other drawback would be the steel. It's just, you know, Aus-8, it's just a cheaper steel. I don't mind that too much because I do realize if they used a better steel, you wouldn't be able to get this for $100. If they used a premium steel, this would have been like twice the cost. So I don't mind it because the price is reasonable. Alright, so overall, you know, this is a mixed bag. You want to think long and hard before you buy this. I have to say, you know, the micarta, the appearance of the handle and the material is first rate. The smoothness of the bearing, A+. Blade shape, the stonewash, A+. The centering and the lockup, centering was a B, lockup, A+. No blade play at all. So it has all those things going for it, but the steel is not a very expensive steel. All right, and the ergonomics of the thumb disc are pretty bad. My overall conclusion, if those two things were fixed, this would be a $250 knife. Without those two things being ideal, I think $100 is very reasonable. And if you are a fan of this style, you know, the whole blade shape, this type of blade shape, the more Japanese style, well then yes, I would recommend it. Just be aware of, you know, the limitations. But overall, I was very pleased with the knife. Alright, well I hope you enjoyed getting a closer look at this blade. Stay tuned for more videos. I am out.